That same Middlesbrough that shocked Chelsea in the first leg and it was like, oh, Chelsea's done. They came back 6 more.
But this is not
Half a dozen.
This is not Middlesbrough. This is Liverpool.
That's hunger.
Okay, so
They're showing you they're hungry. They're showing you they're hungry. And they want this. Do you know another factor that's going to disturb Liverpool? The fact that Man City will be playing league.
On the
same weekend. So they're closing the gap there.
Hello and welcome to Betfred South Africa's YouTube channel. My name is Mo and you're watching the Diski preview show. And as usual, I'm not alone. I'm joined by uThisha weDiski to take us through some international football for a change. We're talking all things England from that perspective. We've got a cup competitions and we've got league format competition to talk about. So uThisha, how are you doing today?
I'm okay, Mo. And how are you doing?
Ish! UThisha, I'm excited. Because you know what I mean. EFL Cup finals coming up. Liverpool's taking on Chelsea. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Don't forget there's a big game with Manchester United taking on Fulham. And we also have Bournemouth taking on Manchester City. So that's how I'm feeling at this moment. How are you feeling with all these games that are coming up?
Mixed emotions. My Man City is doing, I don't know what they're doing these days. They're not doing what they should be doing. Yeah. But EFL league is very tight now. Mm-hmm. It can go either way. Looks like Liverpool is running away with it. They're going on against Chelsea in a cup. So we'll see how that goes. I'm sure you're happy. Liverpool is got a chance to take a cup. Will they take it? Only time will tell.
Right, so let's move straight into the show. Obviously, you can hear shots have been taken. It's time for us to talk football. Don't forget to visit our website and check out the new bet builder. It allows you to place bets your way by going in there and selecting relative markets that you can create and also affect the odds the way you want to. Obviously not the way you want to, the way they've been preset, but make sure to go check out the bet builder. It's available at betfred.co.za. For now, the conversation continues obviously with Manchester United, who we are their official betting partner of, versus Fulham. So let's get it started. uThisha, obviously you have some thoughts around this game. Talk me through them.
Last week we were speaking about Man United. You asked me a lot of questions. My answer was constant around one person, Casemiro. You wanted me to mention other players. I mentioned them. Holland, Garnacho. What happened last game? Those players delivered as expected. 2024, it's a great year for Man United. They've yet to drop a point.
Right, but now obviously you're mentioning these things, but that's just a reflection of how bad they've had it with injuries. I mean, Eriksen unavailable and Casemiro unavailable, and a few other players like Sabitzer also leaving the club with the transfer window. But do you think that now we're looking at a brand new Manchester United, that fans at home can now get behind and start believing they can go on and win trophies?
Most definitely more. No arguments then. If you look at Man United, last year or a couple of shows back, we're talking about Man United that was playing around number 10, number 11. Look now, currently 7th place. And if they were to win this game against Fulham and Tottenham drops points, Man U can go to 6th position. And we know 6th position, that's a European spot competition. At least they go play in the Conference League, but they'll be looking to play at least Champions League, and that is possible at the rate they're going. It's very much possible. You look at Man U, last 5 games, 4 straight wins and a draw.
So you're thinking that this is enough for them to actually sneak into that top 4 that currently has Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City and Aston Villa in it, and Tottenham Hotspur?
If you look at the form they're in and you look at the forms for other teams, very much possible. Very much possible.
That's a very bold statement. So how do you see this game against Fulham going? Do you think that Manchester United will go in there and dominate possession like they did in their previous game against Luton Town? Or do you think there's going to be a little bit of a balanced game where Fulham are getting them on the counter and getting those crosses into the box and subsequently getting the goals?
Game will be balanced. Remember the same Fulham we spoke about. Remember how they shocked us by beating Arsenal last year, December. So Fulham is capable of causing an upset against Man United.
Yes.
Very much possible. But Man United, on the other hand, they're on a roll. Looks like no one is going to stop them. It's a pity with Man United. They're conceding a lot of goals. That's my main concern. They're conceding a lot of goals. In the last 5 games, they've only had 1 clean sheet. Only 1 clean sheet. The rest, they're winning 4-3, 2-1, 2-1. So they are conceding. That's the problem. So if they were to play against a team that's good defensively, they will be in trouble.
Yeah.
they'll be in trouble. But with the likes, the form Holland is in, Holland has actually caught up with McTominay. They're now level on 7 goals each.
Yeah.
Garnacho is providing those assists there.
Yeah.
Casemiro doing what Casemiro does, taking one for team, getting your tackles there,
doing the dirty job.
Doing the dirty job. It's looking good for Man United. I cannot believe me, myself, is actually talking so positive about Man United. But the tables have changed, Mom. 2024, things are looking up for Man United, Mom.
All right, the tables have turned for Manchester United, obviously, is what Tisha is saying. For now, stay tuned. If you want to see his prediction, you can skip through right to the end, or you can stay tuned and don't go anywhere as we go on to go talk about Bournemouth versus Manchester City. Right, the conversation continues. We just spoke about Manchester United and Fulham, so if you missed it, you can go back and check out what we had to say about that. But now we carry on with a conversation around Bournemouth versus Manchester City. Obviously, City right now drew against Chelsea last weekend. The question is, will Bournemouth be one of the teams that can say they've taken points off Manchester City this season? And uThisha, obviously being a fan of the team, let's hear his thoughts, and let's hope they are not biased as they were last week and things didn't go according to plan. So uThisha, talk to me. What are your thoughts around this team at the moment?
This week, I was listening to some analyst speak about Man City or the EFL in general. He went to say EFL has become boring because we know what to expect. We know Man City is going to dominate. Man City is going to take the 3 points. Man City is going to score goals. Haaland is going to score hat-tricks. Look, things have changed. Now the league is more interesting. In a way, I was kind of happy for the love of football that Man City was actually to draw points. I watched Chelsea dominate Man City. And then I thought, no, man, the league is not so simple. You still have Chelsea. If you remember, as much as I may have sounded biased, but I did say Chelsea have once upset Man City. I went back to the Champions League, the final that they played where Chelsea won. And I said, if Titi was still there, I would have feared Chelsea. I knew Chelsea was going to win. But if you watch the game, going back to what I said again, you wanted me to speak more about Chelsea. And I said if I speak about Chelsea, I'll be speaking about Man City. I mentioned the likes of Sterling, former player from Man City. I mentioned Cole Palmer, former player from Man City. Do you know who actually caused the 2 points for Man City? Who stole the 2 points? It was Sterling, a former Man City guy. So Man City is still dominating. But now, even though some of the players are leaving for other clubs, it's still Man City players.
By the time Raheem Sterling left Manchester City, he was one of the most used players by Pep Guardiola. Now, obviously, that's definitely has changed over time as the years have gone by. But do you think that now, looking back, it was a great decision for Man City to let go of Raheem Sterling?
It was a great decision. What happens with Man City? You can see with Man City is actually a structure. It's not a one-man team. There's no star in Man City. There are 11 stars, including another 12 on the bench.
Yeah.
So if you watch, no one is greater than the team. If Man City can afford to sell Haaland, they can sell Haaland and they'll still be Man City. They'll still be...
Because they have Julian Alvarez.
They have Julian Alvarez. No one is irreplaceable at Man City. It's a structure. It's not about the players. It's a structure.
It's a philosophy of football. So talk to me about the key players in this game and who you think is going to make the difference between Bournemouth and Manchester City.
Look, with Man City, a problem with the likes of Abu Haaland and Abu Foden. A lot is always expected from them, even Abu Doking. I think now it's becoming too much. It's becoming too much for them. We saw Haaland last couple of games. He's not as sharp as the Haaland we know. If you look at stats, he's still there. But the problem is we're expecting a lot. Now we start comparing. I remember I made a comparison comparing to CR7.
Yes.
Or Haaland. I said Haaland is one of the best. One of the best. But now, Mo, you can see it's becoming too much. I guess now we'll have to admit we'll never see another CR7. We will never see another Messi. No other player.
The same way we've never seen another Pele. We've never seen another Maradona. We've never even seen another Pirlo.
Exactly. So we just need to appreciate those two gentlemen, CR7 and Messi. No one will be like them again. Now we're coming to this generation. New era generation. About Haaland, what can they do? I think if we stop comparing them to the likes of Abu Ronaldo, we'll start appreciating them even more and also realize good they're human. I watch Haaland miss a sitter. I watch Haaland miss a free header. I'm like, come on! How can you Haaland do that? He actually cost he cost the team. You were supposed to be Man City was supposed to beat Chelsea. How can he do that? Then I was reminded he's only human, man.
He's only human. Let me ask you this question. I mean, if you look at Liverpool that almost won the quadruple, Man City went on to actually do that. And do you not think that this Manchester City side is starting to show like a lot of fatigue? They're starting to show that what they did last year is starting to take a toll on them. They had some key players injured and they came back. But you not think that maybe they're trying to put makeup on a very bad situation in the camp where they're driving themselves and pushing themselves so far that they're getting to a point where they're starting to crack? I mean, you saw that game at the end of it. The scenes look like they just lost like a cup final. They look like they lost a cup final, which kind of says a lot about the mentality that they currently have at the moment. They are at such a level that even a draw to them feels like a loss. Do you think that maybe we're starting to see that fatigue from them going into the next few games, that, you know, they've pushed themselves way too far?
Spot on. They proved themselves way too far. A lot of expectations are around the team. And now, the troublesome is I cried off depth.
Squad depth, yeah.
Squad depth, Man City. You watch, if you Man City, if you have Alvarez, you have Ufoden, you have Halad, you have Udoku in the first 11, and they don't bring you the result, what's your plan B? That's exactly what happened in Man City. All those players that I mentioned were there. We're starting like, De Bruyne. I didn't mention De Bruyne. De Bruyne.
Rodri was in there as well.
If they're there and they don't perform, Man City is in trouble. A while back, I'm injured. When Haaland was injured, when De Bruyne was injured, I think there was actually a blessing.
Injured as well.
There was a blessing for Man City because it allowed players like Abu Bob to come in, you know. So with the players now being back like this, it becomes a headache for Pep, because now Pep, what must actually do? He must be brave enough to put your De Bruyne on the bench. Ooh. Be brave enough to put your Haaland on the bench. Mo, if you look at the past games where De Bruyne came in as a sub, Udoki came in as a sub, they were more influential.
Well, obviously De Bruyne is coming in, he's fresh, and everybody else is tired. You're making him 10 times as more dangerous. I mean, you saw that the first game he came back from injury, he came off the bench and he got a goal and an assist within no time. And then the next game he came in off the bench again, and then 3 goals happened with him on the pitch. So,
do you know why that happened? Happened? It's simple, Mo. If you going against Man City, it's easy to play around Man City because you know Haaland is gonna be there, you know Doku's gonna be there, you know so it's easy to mark those kind of players. You have your own strategy with how you're gonna mark those players. So now you come to a game and Haaland is on the bench, De Bruyne is on the bench. It messes up
your strategy.
It messes up your strategy. So you don't know how to handle the game. So now what happens is you change your strategy, and then when the boys come in now, you must rechange.
But can Pep afford to do that?
He can afford to do that.
Can Pep afford to start with the youngsters in the first half and go on and play his best talent in the second half?
He can afford to do that. I said to you when we spoke last show, as a player, being a former player yourself, you know what's eligibles.
Yeah, of course.
You must fight to be in the first 11. So those boys like players like Abu Doku, Nabo Alvarez, for them being in the starting lineup is because of what they've done in the past. We know what they're capable of. So bring boys, young boys like Abu Bob. Let them actually start the game. You saw Captain Kyle Walker, when he's on the bench and Stones was playing in his position, when he came back, it allowed City to actually discover they can actually have 2 types of formations. They don't actually rely on one formation or rely on one player. So do that. Utilize all the players that you have so that you don't become predictable. If you City every week they're going with the same lineup, same pattern, it becomes easy to mark a team like that.
So basically you're saying that at this point Man City is about to get figured out.
It's about to get figured out. That's exactly what happened. That's how Chelsea was able to dominate. If you know Man City, I can tell you the score for Man City by looking at the starting lineup.
All right. On that note, let me leave you there because you're about to give us a prediction there, because I'm going to give you a starting lineup and you must give me the score. Let's move on to the next match. Obviously, we just covered some Man United versus Fulham and now Man City taking on Bournemouth. It's time for us to talk about the big one, the FL Cup final, Liverpool versus Chelsea. Right, it's time for us to talk about the EFL Cup final. Don't forget, if you like what we're doing, like, comment, and subscribe to the content. Just leave us a nice comment below with your thoughts of what we're saying. And also, if you agree or don't agree at all, just drop us a comment and let us know where you stand in terms of your football opinion. We've had some great comments. I mean, when we spoke about Bafana Bafana in the CAF Champions League, and also last week when we spoke about local football, a lot of people came out to say, nope, I don't agree with this, I don't agree with that. And look, people who said they don't agree with your predictions when it came to some of the games in the English Premier League, they were right, but we won't get into that right now. But let's talk about Chelsea versus Liverpool. Tisha, this one's a big one. I want to get your thoughts. I just want to know, before I get your thoughts, do you think Liverpool will take it, yes or no?
No. No. I don't think Liverpool will take it.
Let's get straight into those thoughts then. Why are you saying no?
Look, Mo, Liverpool is doing fantastic in the league. Currently sitting on top. They're looking in good shape to take the league. By now, this is a cup game. Yeah. What makes this more difficult? Chelsea, they know obviously the league is gone.
Yeah.
So now, for them to get silverware, they left with the Carabao Cup and they left with the FA Cup. Carabao Cup, no. Fixture we're talking about. They're in the final. One step away.
You know, I've realized something about the English Premier League and English football. Whenever these teams that are I'm putting it wrong. So there was a time when Man City and Liverpool were vying for the league title, and then they met in the Carabao Cup final or the FA Cup final. Then Manchester City won the cup. Liverpool won the cup, and Manchester City went on to win the league. Do you not think that this is going to be the same situation where the team that's trailing far behind goes on and shocks the team that's actually ahead? And do you think that maybe you're basing this opinion on just the fact that Chelsea shocked Man City?
One of the reasons why, if you look at a game at Chelsea, more against Man City, Chelsea played a wonderful game.
But Liverpool doesn't play the same style of football.
But now, doesn't play same style of football. But like I'm telling you now, this is a final. This is a different game compared to a league. We know what Chelsea is capable of. Must I remind you of the Champions League? I mean, Chelsea has went on to win a couple of trophies, and they need this trophy more than Liverpool does, for the mere reason this is the only possible trophy for Chelsea. Forget about FA Cup, because they still might deal with Man City there with FA Cup. But here now, this is the last game against Liverpool. It's there for the taking.
But Liverpool has met this team in a lot of cup finals in recent times, and Liverpool have always come out trumps. If you look at what happened in the last time they met with Frank Lampard at the helm, Liverpool took the trophy home. Do you not think there's going to be a history repeating itself? Last season happened. They met in the final, and Liverpool took it. Do you not think this is history repeating itself once again? Liverpool will walk away with the cup, and Chelsea will go back to fighting for the Europa League, maybe the Conference League.
Look, Mo, those 2 seasons back when Liverpool actually took it, still fresh in the Chelsea's mind. So this is a game of revenge, actually. And Chelsea will be looking to revenge that.
But this is Chelsea side with no balance. They have all these big names, but they can't put it together. It's not gelling. It's not coming together. Yes, they had a great game against Manchester City, but everybody has been saying that Manchester City were not the team we know them to be. Someone was even saying that Darwin Núñez and Erling Haaland have swapped positions for that one day, because all of a sudden Núñez finds the back of the net, Haaland can't find the back of the net. So do you not think that it was an anomaly? It was something that happens only once. The stars aligned that day, and Chelsea just happened to be lucky that Manchester City were missing.
Okay, let's forget about Manchester City. Semi-finals. Chelsea. Yeah. Must I remind you how many goals Chelsea scored?
How many did they score?
Not 1, not 2, not 3, and not 4, not 5. They scored 6 goals.
Against who?
Middlesbrough. That same Middlesbrough that shocked Chelsea in the first leg, and it was like, oh, Chelsea's done. They came back 6 more.
But this is not
half a dozen.
This is not Middlesbrough. This is Liverpool.
That's hunger.
Okay, so
they're showing you they're hungry. They're showing you they're hungry, and they want this. Do you know another factor that's going to disturb Liverpool? The fact that Man City will be playing league
on the
same weekend. So they're closing the gap there.
But if Man City win their match, how many points is that? Is that not still behind Liverpool?
It's still behind Liverpool, but they're closing the gap.
Okay.
So now it's fresh. They'll be like, okay, now balance. Now they need a balance more. You need to sacrifice one. So what do? Do you sacrifice a cup, or do you serve a league, or you want to take both? Taking both, it's impossible. I don't see Liverpool winning the league and taking the Carabao. But I can see them losing both.
All right. That's a very bold statement. Let's move on to the predictions. Obviously, uThisha is now on fire and he's making some very bold statements. That last one is kind of deep. It sounds like a threat more than anything else. But let's get into our predictions. Right, we've made it to that part of the show where it's time for us to get our predictions from uThisha. Well, we're going to start off with the big game, obviously. Manchester United versus Fulham. Tisha, what are your thoughts?
Man United win a roll. Man United win.
Hey. Okay, second game is Bournemouth versus Manchester City. Your thoughts?
Man City win.
All right, and last but not least, the EFL Cup final, Carabao Cup final, Chelsea versus Liverpool.
Chelsea win.
Right, if you agree with him, comment section. If you don't, please comment section. Let him know he's wrong. There's no way Liverpool are going to walk away with a loss in the final of the Carabao Cup against Chelsea. Never.
Ask his club. Liverpool actually should do it for Klopp. Hey, Bazomport, Klopp. Had like a Klopp.
This man is too confident. We'll see it on Monday whether he's right or wrong. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to keep supporting us. Drop us those likes, drop us those subscriptions, and don't forget to leave us a comment if you agree or disagree, or even if you just want to drop your thoughts around the matches we spoke about. The comment section is all yours. Until we see you next time, it's bye for now. And don't forget, if your team wins, you've won.